Okay, and I extracted mine to a file that's shorter. It just says Gekko. It's a little easier for me to do it that way, but you can just leave it as what it says. The next step is to actually install the dependencies. This one, it tells you to open up a command line through the start button. It's a little easier if you just go to your Gekko folder that you extracted, hold down the shift key and right click and hit open command window here. Once you do that, it will take you right into your Gekko folder, so you don't have to do any directory changes. And then the command to install it is npm install. Mine is already installed, so it's not really going to do anything. It will take a couple minutes. It shows a bunch of different files that it'll be downloading and putting on your computer in order to work with the different trading sites. And once you do that, Gekko is set up and you can actually run it. But like I said, at this point it's not going to work for anything. If you type in node Gekko, it will run. Oh, I have mine set up to CEX. If you're configured for CEX right now, this is what it will give you. At this moment, Gekko can't monitor cex.io and find out more info, and it gives you the URL for the actual error that's in play. Right now, they're having some issues with CEX not sending trade history, so it's not going to be able to work at this moment. The developer's working on that, and they'll fix it. But what I'll do now is I'll show you how to actually configure Gekko. That's a little bit more difficult. I would suggest for doing it that you get Notepad++, which is what I use. I'll leave a link for it in the description, or you can just search for it on Google. But Notepad++ is a little better, because see what will happen if you just edit it with the regular Notepad, it comes up like this and it's all jumbled together. It's not really in any type of order. It's kind of hard to find what you're looking for. So if you use Notepad++, it comes up and it's all in its own section. You can actually read what you're doing. So this is what I use. Okay, so here at the top they actually give you a URL that will tell you how to configure Gekko. That's another link that I'll leave in the description. Sorry about any background noise. My sister, nephews, and stuff are here. So here's where it explains how to actually configure the Gekko bot. It currently supports 4 different exchanges. I'll show you how to do cex.io and mtgox, because those are the only 2 I've ever actually messed with. I don't have any money on either of the accounts that I have here. They're just dummy accounts in order to show you how to set it up. So the first thing you want to do, don't really want to mess with any of this EMA stuff up here. That's actually how it judges when to buy and sell and things like that, and how much time in each interval. But what you want to do is want to go to monitor the live market, enable true. The exchange is which one you want to use. Right here it tells you what to put in. So if I have cex.io, now there's one difference between CEX and like mtgox. If you're on cex.io, the currency will be BTC for Bitcoin. The asset will be GHS for gigahash. That'll be different for mtgox. It'll be either USD for US dollars, or whatever your local currency is, and then the asset will be Bitcoin, BTC. Here is where this is the part that's a little bit difficult to get to. You need a key and a secret. These things are not readily accessible. You have to actually go and get them. So for my dummy CEX, I think I made it Gekko face. So what you want to do for cex.io, you want to put your username in here where it says username, and make sure you put it in the single quotes like they are right here, single quotes. And then you want to go to your CEX homepage, go to Profile, and then API. Inside of API, there'll be a thing where you hit on all your different account balances, and then generate key. And here's a key that I made. It just will automatically generate like a generic one. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete these other ones because those are the ones I was using before. And as far as, you know, I trust you guys, but we're going to delete them anyways just in case someone decides they want to mess around in my account, even though it really won't do anything for them. Anyways, oops. Sorry, you want to make sure that when you generate your key, it is set up to monitor all these things so that it can buy and sell orders for you, everything like that. So this key is going to be useless. So I'm going to use this key here and just copy, if I could ever highlight it, copy, go back into your Notepad, where it says key. This will be blank whenever you first open the config file. Paste, and do the same thing with the secret. Copy, and okay, so I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to set up Gekko and configure it to work with one of the trading sites that's supported today. I got all my information from this website. It's on the GitHub for Ask Mike, who created the Gekko program. This is how to install it on Windows. We'll go through it on here. I'll have all the links in the description. The first thing you need to do is install Nodejs, which is the platform it runs on. You just go to the Nodejs website and click install. I already did this, so I don't need to do it again, but basically just install it on your desktop. And then you'll run this file, which is the node file installer. Just run it with the default settings and it will install to your C drive. That's pretty simple. After that, the next step is to install Gekko. And you go to the main GitHub site for Gekko, which, like I said, any of the links will be in the description. And you'll look for on the right side, download zip. You want to click that and put it on your desktop, and then extract it, paste. Okay, now that is all set up to monitor Gekko. Another thing is when it says trading enabled true, that's whether or not the bot will actually trade for you, because you can set it up just to advise you. Like for this, you can go down here and set up your email in config mail. I have that enabled right now, just not really for any reason. It's just I was just trying to test some stuff out. Obviously for CEX it doesn't work right now, so it doesn't send me anything, but you can set it to true and then set your email in here, and it will actually if you put this on false, the trading enabled on false, it will actually send you an email telling you buy, sell, or hold, and giving you advice rather than trading automated. It will just give you advice on what you should do. Another thing here is when you get down to here where it says the profit calculator, this is where it will actually report the amount of profit that you have. The only thing really here that you want to look at is down here where it says fee. On CEX there is no fee for trades as far as I know, so you'll want to set that to 0. Verbose will tell you, every trade. If you set it to false, it will just tell you after a sell. And report in currency. If you have this set to true, which is what you want to leave it at, probably it will report your profit in Bitcoin. If you put it on false, it will actually report your profit in GHS. So if you want to monitor as your GHS goes up, I guess you could put it on false. But I'm just going to leave mine as true because I'm more worried about the Bitcoin, not the GHS. That is basically how you set it up for CEX.io. Give me just a second here, and I'll show you how to set it up for MTGOX. Okay, so I paused the video for a second here just to get ready. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set this up to trade on MTGOX. Excuse me. So you want to change this to MTGOX exactly as it's spelled over here. Like I said before, the currency on MTGOX is going to be your local currency, which mine will be US dollars. The asset will be Bitcoin. Trading enabled equals true. And then, like I said, you have to get the API key, which is, it's basically similar. What you want to do is you want to go to Security Center on your MTGOX account. Down here it says Advanced API Key Creation. And what you'll do is you'll name it. I just named mine Gekko, and then you'll hit, well, here I'll show you how to do it. Get info, trade, deposit, withdrawal, merchant, create key. And it will create a key for you and generate a key. Hopefully. Don't believe it took this long last time. Hold on. Okay, so I think what I did before is MTGOX will actually log you out if you're sitting idle for too long, and I believe I was logged out of there. So like I said, you'll go into Advanced API Key Creation within inside of the Security Center tab. Type in a name for your key. Make sure you select all these so that it can operate for you. Generate key, and there we go. Now this is your API key for MTGOX. It's same as with CEX. You want to copy and paste it into these fields inside of single brackets, or single quotes, I mean. Okay, so there's my key. The secret's a lot longer on MTGOX. Another thing you want to do is with MTGOX you do not need a username, so you'll just put a 0 there rather than having anything set up. Same way, it operates the same way. It will trade for you if you have this enabled. Trading enabled is true, then it will trade for you. If not, you can set that to false, enable it for mail, and that way it will send you advice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go ahead and try and run Gekko and see if it works. Bear in mind, this is the first time I'm going to be running Gekko for MTGOX. Okay, so here it's going to ask for, it's asking for my password because I have it set up to, okay, so here it's actually running. Trading it is currently active. Now, as you see, I have no Bitcoin or US dollar on this dummy account, so we'll just ignore that for now. It's yeah, it's giving me an error because of my virus scan. I didn't have it closed out. That's actually a good point. You may want to, when you actually run the bot, you may want to cancel or close out of your whatever virus scan you're using. I use Avast because it's free and I'm a cheapskate. But what we can do is we can just somehow, I'm not really sure how, but somehow what you want to do is just cancel out of that. I'll take care of that whenever I actually want to run it. It's not really, like I said, going to do anything for me anyways at this point because I have no money on there. But this is running on MTGOX. If I had money in here, it should actually be trading for me. But like I said, it's not really going to be able to trade with no funds. When you're ready to cancel out of Gekko, you just want to hit Control, hold it in, and then hit C, and it will cancel out of Gekko and bring you back to the command line. At which point you could, start it back up whenever you're ready. We'll do the same thing. I don't have my password listed in the config file, so you have to enter it each time. And it's going to, of course, give me an error each time as well. Now it looks like MTGOX has a trading fee. That may be set up inside of the oh no, I have it set at 0. So whenever if you're trading at MTGOX, I'm guessing you probably want to have it set up to 0.45. That's a pretty high trading fee, but anyways, you want to have it set up so that the trading fee matches what it gives you here. So if you do that, anytime you make a holy shit, how many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7. Okay, so that's how you want to do that. Anytime you make a change inside of the config, you actually have to close out of Gekko using holding Control and press C. Then you want to save your config file and then re-implement Gekko by typing node Gekko. And then you, like I said, you can sign back in. I'm actually going to cancel this mail thing too, so we don't see that every time. Where is this at? Okay, so we set that to false. Save. Okay, and go back in. Okay, so now it should be running. Like I said, as far as if I had any cash in here, it would be trading for me. Now, like I said, I don't have any cash, but up here is where you actually, the EMA is where you actually set up how it trades. An interval of 60 minutes is that's how long it's going to monitor. I don't really know what the short and long are here. I still have some stuff to learn about EMA, but the amount of candles to remember based on initial. The candles are like the up and downs, like you'll see on the main page of CEX. Although those ones usually aren't up to date exactly, but you'll see like the blue and the red candles. And then the difference between the EMAs to act as triggers. This is the sell threshold and the buy threshold, and this is pretty high for Bitcoin, 0.25. You can set it for lower amounts, you know what I mean, put it down to 0. Like this is something like what I would use on cex.io. So if there's a change of 0.0025, it will sell, and then if there's an increase or a decrease, it will buy. So this is just kind of things that you can mess around with. Like I said, I haven't really been using it too much yet because I don't have the CEX working. That's what I want to use it for. I don't really use the other sites. But yeah, that is pretty much how you set up and configure Gekko. If you have any other questions, you can leave it in the comments or message me on Selly, or send me an email at revosfts@gmail.com, and I'll try to answer you. If you found this useful at all and you feel generous, I will accept donations. My Bitcoin address will be in the comments of the video description. Alright, and good luck. Happy trading.